Warning, this video is creepy as fuck and it is kind of long, so just kind of watch it if you have some time to watch it. Yeah, and it's not clickbait. This shit is actually kind of real. I know it seems like clickbait, but it's not. Okay, thanks, bye.
Alright. I know what you guys are thinking. I know you guys are thinking, Omni, what kind of fucking clickbait is this? This is not clickbait, okay? I literally just woke up like 5 minutes ago, and that's why my voice is really deep. And I put this hat on. I don't know why. It felt a little bit comforting. But it's dark. It's hold on a second. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's like 3:07. Did you see it? 3:07 in the morning. And yeah, so I had this dream, this nightmare. I wanted to share it with somebody because I just really wanted it was really bad, one of the worst ones I've had in a while. So if you're into like scary shit, then I would say keep listening. If you're not, I would say stop listening, because this is like just literally one of the scariest things I've experienced. Because I just woke up. The story started off with me, and I was Eminem. No bullshit. I was Eminem, and I had a YouTube channel where I would drop a song like every like, you know, once a week, kind of like a vlog. It was weird. It was like, instead of doing vlogs like what I do now, I was doing raps, and I was a really good rapper. Like, I remember I was practicing and I was like rapping, and I was like, yo, check it, Eminem. And then I was just rapping everything with everything. Like, I was Eminem. I was freestyling stuff out of my head. It felt like I don't know if you ever seen Limitless, but it was this movie where this guy takes this pill and he just has all the access to his brain. I had access to every word in my vocabulary. I was doing like Eminem songs that he hasn't even done yet. Like, it was insane. But you know, whatever. And then I get a call while I'm doing one of the videos, one of the raps, saying, hey, and they call me, Steven. They're like, Steven, you want to go to this this event, this thing. So apparently I was into this thrill. It's like I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's called like an escape room. And what happens is you go into the rooms. I was infamous for going into these escape rooms and just solving it on my own. You know, people would make escape rooms just for me to see if I could solve it. And the escape rooms would be as you get put into this room, or maybe even multiple rooms, and you have to figure out like these puzzles to just get out. And it was kind of like that. So I was on some anime shit where people were like challenging me from across the world, and I would go there and I'd be like, yeah, I already know this clue. I see this clue. Bam, ooh, bam. I was good. Anyway, and sometimes just for fun, I went with friends, kind of thing. So the friend brought me to this event, and somehow when I got there, my wife was there, and then two other of my friends were there, like one cousin, this guy friend, and then his girl. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the people just kept changing, but we'll just stick with that, okay? Except for my girl, she was always there. Anyway, so for some reason this theme was like a Halloween. It was a scary kind of type theme. And I was like, guys, I don't know about this. Like, I'm a pussy. Like, I'm scared of these things. And they were like, man, you're supposed to be like the best, Steven. And I remember looking in the mirror, I was finally Eminem again, and it was really weird. So I was like, fine, all right, let's go do this thing. So we go and take the course, and I guess for some reason, because we were with them, we took the easy course. So, you know, we take the course, and it was actually kind of fun. I was like, you go in there, it was like, ooh, kind of a little spooky vibes, but not too spooky, not too dark, just kind of dim. You know, you see like fake stuff on the wall. It was kind of like almost childish, you know. There was this one part where I had Blitzcrank's arm, and they had to follow me. There was 4 of us, and I had Blitzcrank's arm from League of Legends, and my job was that sometimes these things would appear, and I would like grab them with the arm, and I would pull them towards me, and I think we beat them up. Like, we beat up these people, like these real life people, and every time we pulled them, we were like, ha, gotcha, bitch. And we just and just knock them out, and then we would just keep going. Like, it was sometimes a part of the dream felt like it was third person. We were kind of looking at things, but then it would turn into first person. Like, I was walking around like 007, and I was just like, grabbing people. Okay, so I mean, so far it sounds like a pretty fun train, and this is when it went south. So, and then we finished it, and the guy at the end of the beginning chorus, he was like, "You guys were really great." He was like the zombie looking kind of dude. He's like, "You guys were great," and he was wearing cheesy. You know, he looked zombie, but he wasn't scary. He just looked like some cheese. Like, "You guys were great. If you like, you can take the advanced course." And I looked at the guys. I was like, "Y'all trying to do it? Because this is kind of fun." But it was kind of easy, and you were like, "Sure." So, take the advanced course. The guy kind of like grins, but he had a mask on, but you could still see his mask grin. So immediately I was like, "What the fuck was that?" I was like, "Is that a real mask?" And he was like, "Come downstairs then." And you look down there, it's like pitch black. I was like, "I'm not going down there." My friend was like, "You're a pussy," and I was like, "No, I'm not." And I went down there. So I went down there, and it got dark, and it was pitch black, and it was silence. I get down there finally. The person at the top was like, like, the fuck? I'm like, cut on the lights. I can't see shit. So they cut on the lights, but when they cut on the lights, it's not like a light. It's like a bunch of small lanterns, like in this big like basement, like a house thing. It felt like a house of a basement. So all of that suddenly I was like, "Oh guys, oh fuck no." Like my blackness turned on. Like the black in me was like, "No, you need to survive. This is how white people die. This is how they die. Like, this is the place where white people go and die and they disappear. You don't hear them in the news. This is some white people shit." My blackness cut on as an emergency round. Said bloop, and I was like, started going. But then like for some reason my legs felt too weak to run. So I was like, "Okay, let's just get through this really fast." So we're going through the thing and we're just walking around. And the worst part was we went down at least 2 or 3 more floors. And when we finally got to like the third floor at the basement, we got to this one part where for some reason my friends were just being they were being dumb. Like, everyone was being dumb. I was like, "Guys, this person in this chair, I don't know if this person in this chair is a fake dummy or not. Like, be careful walking around it." And they're like, "Man, don't worry about it. You're an idiot." And then I was like, "God, like that thing, it looks like a person. You know, like those things that you see in Hollywood where somebody's sitting there and they're like, and they scary, you know?" So then I see, you know, those 3 walk past it. And then I think the person or the thing, it was a person. It was a fucking Freddy Krueger looking dude. And he kind of like moved his head. He saw the other 3 moved. So he moved his head and looked at me and like was like, "What's up?" And then I was like, "Oh, fuck." I was like, "Guys, he just moved his head. I swear to God." They're like, "Man, you're probably just seeing the." I was like, "No." I was like, "No." I was like, "No." He moved his fucking head. And then there's another person that was behind us that looked like a person. I was like, "Guys, he moved his fucking head too. Like, we gotta go. These people, these things are real. This is life. We're gonna die." So I'm freaking out. And the worst part that's freaking me out is because like no one believed me. I'm like, "Are you guys fucking idiots? Like, what are you walking around for?" They were like looking around for clues. I'm like, "God, this is it for us." So it was like the despair. I know this is getting long too, but just, you know, if you don't want to listen, that's fine. Anyway, I knew that no one believed me, and that was the scariest shit too, because I'm in the middle of some scary shit that I got pushed into that I don't normally do, and then I'm down there, everyone stopped being like cooperative. So and they had music too, like the music in the background was like fucking me up as bad. So at this point I'm like, I'm at my tipping point. Like I'm like, I'm about to just jump off a bridge. I'm about to just kill myself because I can't stand this ocean of fear that I'm in anymore. And then the music changes, and the biggest dude in the room gets up, the one that I was talking about in the chair, and then I'm like, "Ah, fuck!" And he grabs my girl, and I can't do shit. Like the other two are like, ah. He grabs her kind of like around her shoulder, and she's like, ah. She starts screaming. I'm like, baby, no. First, I was like, oh shit, I'm about to go. Like, first instinct was like, just run the fuck out of there. The other three will have to fight. It's just a game. I was like, I gotta go, but I was like, I love you, but you're dead. I was like, you're dead. I'm sorry. We had a good life. Anyway, I'm reaching the 10-minute mark. Shit. Anyway, I don't know if you guys are still listening. So while I'm pondering, I'm like, okay, no, you fucking idiot, save her. I was looking for ways to get it river, but I was like punching the dude. He was like 8 feet, and he was like Bam Bam Bigelow size. He was like, it was impossible. And they were like, he was like struggling. It's useless. And so then it turned into a video game. And by this time, I'm pretty sure I wasn't Eminem anymore. I was back to being me. He was like, struggling is useless. You have already failed this floor, and no one gave heed to your warnings. If you want to escape, you know, something like that. Every floor that you wanted to escape, you had to lose a person. Like, you had to roll a dice. So he gave me a dice and rolled it, and if it was an odd number, they take her, and if it was an even number, they let it go. So I rolled a 5. I remember specifically it was a 5, and I was like, oh my fucking god. Literally, they're like, the decision has been made. And like, she's like, you know, I think she just couldn't talk for some reason. She wasn't talking. I have no idea. But the dude took her and like disappeared, like literally just faded into the darkness, and I couldn't find her. I was like, oh my fucking god. And then next thing I know, we're all trying to find our way out, find her, and we can't. We're trying to find a way out. We're thinking like, maybe this is okay. So I don't know if you remember, but in Resident Evil, there's this scene where every time you go up or downstairs, back in the old school joints, when you come to a stairs, it'll make it go slow. So it'll turn into first person view, and it'll be like step. You just see the steps till you get to the door, and I'm crying, like I'm just like dying inside. I get to the 3rd floor, and then it just phases like a video game, and suddenly another person gets captured. And I'm just like, oh shit. And then I saw the other person roll the dice. It was they take that person too. I can't remember who it was at this point. And then so every time we got back to close to the end of the floor, they kept taking people, and to the point where they were taking, it was only 2 of us left, and they were about to take my cousin, and they took his ass. I don't remember rolling the dice. All I remember was, if I do the math right, I'm not gonna make it out alive. We're all gonna die here tonight. So I get to finally the 1st floor, and I'm like, please, do I have to roll the dice or some shit like that? And I'm outside, and I'm like, thank God. And then something happens where I see myself in 3rd person, kind of like crawling like this, and I'm in tears and I can't move. I probably pissed myself or some shit. And while I'm back out there, I'm outside. It's dark. The cabin that I came from is dark. Everything just looks different and creepy. And then I'm looking at myself in 3rd person view, and then suddenly the scene changes, the music changes, and something says like, continue, and like the screen starts fading, and it's like 9. No. So I don't know if in the Street Fighter, if you know, the Street Fighter, when you lose, it'll like continue, I have like the guy's face, and like, but like the back in the SNES games, it's like 9, 8, 7, 6, and they play like some dramatic music. And for some reason, I remember as a kid this being the scar at me. Whenever I would like die, and they would like continue, and the guy would count down like from the arcades, and I'm just like, Jesus fuck, I need to put a quarter in this machine. That's how it would feel. It was actually something that triggered my PTSD. I don't know. So this is all happening. If I hits to 0, I'm like, oh fuck, if it hits 0, maybe I die or they kill me or something. But I couldn't control it. So and it stayed on 3rd person view, and then the scariest fucking shit happens. Okay, so everything that's happened is still extremely scary. Finally, I realized that as the timer on my dream is going down. Somebody's counting down. When it hits 6, I noticed that the door that I just crawled out of and closed was opening again. And every time they went from a 6 to a 5 and 5 to a 4, there was fucking 2 eyeballs. Like some like, you know the emoji icons, the oval and the oval that look down? It was those emoji eyes. They were becoming more clear. I was like, those aren't really real people's eyes. Somebody was opening the door with the emoji eyes, and I was getting fucked up. I was like, oh my fucking god, the emoji man is coming after me. And it was like the Slender Man with emoji. I'm laughing now, but like literally 5 seconds ago, I was crying. I was like about to cry anyway. So I'm just like, I'm dying, and I could see the emoji man behind my body in the 3rd person view. Like I was already dead, and I was a ghost looking at. Counts down 4, 3, 2, 1, and then at 0, I hear Ryu's like some bullshit like that, and whatever that thing wasn't human, because it literally just grabbed me from my back, had this long ass black arm. You can't see its body, you just see the emoji eyes, and then it just goes yoink, and it like yanks me back into the cabin, into the room, and it switches me back to 3rd person view. I feel myself reel back, and then and I feel this feeling of being thrown off a building. And then as I fall off the building, I'm about to hit the ground, and I'm gonna hit the fucking ground. I wake up, and I woke up, I just jolt awake, and that's the end of my nightmare. So, shit, this is a long ass video. I don't even know if you guys are really gonna watch this. This is probably gonna be a shitty video, but whatever. That was my nightmare, and I needed to share that with somebody. I couldn't share it because everyone else is asleep, so that's it. So I feel like this is gonna be a long ass terrible video that no one's gonna click or watch just because of the clickbait that's probably gonna be and the length. But fuck it, we'll just do it. I need this. I need it. I need to release this. Like, I need somebody to hear it. So if you hear this, that would be dope. All right, I'm done. I need to go back to sleep, because after I wake up, it's 3 o'clock. If I don't go back to sleep in time, I usually don't fall back to sleep. But thanks for listening. That's all I gotta say. If you somehow like this shit or whatever, then just leave a like, or just say something to make me feel better, or just talk to me, because I need to talk to somebody about this. And that's all. All right, I'm going back to bed. I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all later. I feel a lot better. Just talking. So I'll see you later. Peace.